What the actual fuck was that? I'm telling a trusted adult.
Weird ass hockey book. I kept thinking it was over and it wasn't. Also, puppy as a nickname was a massive ick.
It was a bad book made worse by the fact that half of it took place inside the mind of a man.
I hate it so much, but it's like a car crash you can't look away from.
Welcome back to Spines and Secrets. This week we are talking about Pucking Wild. A
I'm
5-star
very,
read for me. And clearly not so much for some of these other readers.
I personally, I would 5-star it. It was delicious. And that is how
It
I'm
was
going to
so
explain
good.
that book.
It was so good. It was so good. Tess and Ryan, it was so good. I'm very excited that you read this book because when I read this book, it okay, this is going to sound weird, but it reminded me very much of your relationship and just kind of like the dynamic that you had or you have with your husband.
I
And
agree.
I think this was maybe one of the first books I ever recommended you. Like, I think I recommended you this one and was like, oh, but it's a series. You have to read Pucking Around first. Um, and I should not have done that. I should have made you read Pucking Wild because Pucking Around was probably too much for
I
you
think
at the time.
at the time, yeah, I was like, wait, I was trying to follow too many things at once in fucking around. And so,
Oh, yeah.
like, I'm definitely not putting it on my DNF list because I do plan on reading it, like, as I come around to that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely feel like Fucking Wild should have been like the first one that I read because I
I, yeah,
loved it.
I agree.
And like,
Sorry, I'm pulling my notes
as
back
I
up.
was as I was reading it, oh, yes, I was like, I understand. And what was it that I told you? Something about like obviously you don't know all of it, all of our relationship, but I
No,
can
you said I'm seeing a lot more similarities than you were. And I think I replied with, I would hope so.
yes. Cuz like obviously you don't know everything, but
Yeah.
like just like I'm a very much that made no sense. I'm very much like a teaser. Like I'm going to I don't know, like the way Tess is with Ryan, I almost saw it immediately. Like her teasing personality and stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it. I saw
I
it.
think I I think I also for like a while thought that um we need to give him a nickname. I thought that he was younger than you. Like I thought he was younger than us for a long time. And so I was like,
Everyone
"Oh my god,
did.
it's the same." But like obviously he's not. He's obviously older than us. But I don't know why I thought he was younger.
It's because like and I can look back at pictures of our relationship when we first got together, when we first had our kid, and then as it goes on, and like he had such a baby face. He really
Yeah,
just
he did.
he's gonna be 80 and everyone's gonna think he's 20. And I'm honestly so jealous of that. I'm so jealous of that because like he does have that baby face. And even my sisters were like, because one of my sisters is married to somebody younger than her. And she was like, "Well, you're dating someone younger." And I looked at her and I said, "No, he's older than me." And she goes, "Oh, I thought he was like 19." No,
Okay, 19 is
he's
crazy.
older. Well, when we first started dating,
19
that
is crazy. I definitely never thought he was I didn't think he was 19 when y'all first started dating. I don't 1, I know for a fact that you never would have dated a 19-year-old.
no.
But I did think he was, like, a year younger than us,
Yeah, and he's
which
only
is
like a year and a couple months older than me,
yeah.
but
I don't
he has
know.
that
I definitely thought he was
baby
younger, but
face, and he's also more modest. And so, like, I don't know, I feel like that kind of plays into it sometimes, is like how modest he is, he comes across
yeah.
as his mom tells him all the time, "Oh my god, you prude." Anytime like I say something in front of her and he's like, "Don't say that." And I'm like, "We have 2 children."
Yeah. I
So
think he's just more shy. He's just definitely more shy.
yeah,
Like, and I think that that is where he differs from Ryan.
yeah.
Like, I think that that is, like, where, like, the line is kind not, like, the only line, but I think that's, like, a big line that's drawn between him and Ryan is that he is a lot shyer than Ryan. Like, Ryan is this, like, crazy, outgoing, like, kind of
Not
younger.
yeah. And, like, I have to say that when he tells the rookies to get out of the house because he's going out with his girl, I literally died. Because not, like, in the exact
Yeah.
same situation, but, like, when he told his friends about me in, like, a very serious way, we were going to the car show, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm taking my girl to cruise around the car show," and, like, I was like, "Ooh, I'm your girl?" Like, my little giddy insides. I was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And so when he did that with Tess, I was like,
That's
"Girl, I get it."
I yeah. I love that. I love that for you. I think I would hate that for me. I think I think I would hate that
What?
for me. I don't know though. I don't know. Maybe it would be fine. But yeah, uh fucking wild. I will say that I think out of the 4 books, it is probably the lowest for me, but that is just because I love a why choose. Like, I love a why choose so much, and, like, Pucking Around was amazing, and I loved it, and honestly, I wish it was longer. Everybody complains about how long the book was. I think it could have been longer, okay? Sue me.
Sue me.
But, um I think it could have been longer. Like, it's a 600-page book. It probably could have been 900 pages, and I would have ate it up every bit. But Pucking Wild, I think I went in very excited, and I am excited, and I did like I said, I rated the whole series, I've rated 5 stars. I'm almost positive of that. Um, but I went in and I was really excited about Tess because I loved her in Pucking Around. Like, I loved her personality, I loved her relationship with Rachel. I like there was just, like, something about her that I just, like, loved. I didn't super relate to Tess, though, which, I mean, I don't think I relate to any of the girls in the Jacksonville Race series. I don't think I mean, I could see, like, a little bit of, like, me in Rachel with, like, the running and, like, that kinda thing, but, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. So I didn't really, like, see myself, but I was excited because she was plus size in a way that's not it's not her personality. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes when you read these books about with plus size, like, female characters, they they're very insecure, they talk about, like, their body a lot, and it becomes this, like, point of contention where in Pucking Wild, it's just not. That's just who she is, that's what she looks like, she's very confident, she's just, like you know what, her body's not the most interesting thing about her,
Yeah.
if that makes sense, and I think, that really, like that resonated with me. I also really liked the, play, like, the her being bisexual and, like, that, um, kind of thing, and I think it's funny because when I was reading that, that audio was trending on TikTok that's like, "I love bisexual women and their boyfriends," and I thought that was, like, so funny. I think it's, Caleb Heron that says that, but, like, I just thought that was, like, kind of funny and, like, kind of a play on it, um, but, you know, Emily Rath, the author, is queer. And I think, I don't
Yeah.
wanna misquote, but I'm almost positive that she is bisexual, like, that's what she claims, or not I don't wanna say claims, claims is, like, not the right word, but, like, I believe that she has stated before that she's bisexual, but I know that she's queer. And so, like, I know that from Emily's perspective that she loves Tess, like, down bad. Like, that is
Yeah.
her girl. And I think she did a
I
really
could
well
get
writing
that.
it.
I could get that when, like, you said like, I was like, "I know exactly how Tess is supposed to look and
Yeah.
how like, how I can picture them." And you sent me those videos, and just the way she talked about what she had in mind with Tess, I was all like, "Oof, you love this one."
Yeah. And she does. She does. I think it's pretty evident that Tess is one of Emily's, like, favorite characters that she's written. I think
Yeah.
Tess, Caleb, probably, and, um, Henrik, who's in Pucking Strong, and I think she loves Poppy also. Like, I think those would
Yeah.
be her favorites.
Yeah. I'll have to read
But
the other ones so that way, but, like, the way that Poppy is described to me, it really reminds me of, Ted Lasso and their PR person for Ted Lasso, or it's like
I've
she
never seen.
becomes I'll have to just her energy reminds me of her, and
Yeah.
I love Poppy for that reason.
Yeah. And I think that that book, like, Pucking Sweet, Jesus, I couldn't remember it. It's literally behind me. I think that Pucking Sweet would be a really good intro to why choose for you that is, like, less intimidating and, like because it is like, it starts out where it's MFM and then it becomes, like, MMF.
Okay.
So like, there's a little, like, bioawakening type of, like, vibe inside of Pucking Sweet, which is really fun.
Okay. Yeah, see, and,
But
like, in Pucking Around, it's
Pucking
just
Wild.
there's so many relationships that I have to follow.
And it's a lot of different dynamics too, like, Rachel's dynamic with each one is different, and their
Yeah.
dynamics with each other are very different, and so, like, it is a lot for, like, a first why choose. Um, because it is like I said, it is so many, like, different relationships where, like, when it's just 3 people, it's a little bit easier, like, to digest, and also in Pucking Sweet, the boys are, like, on the team together, like, they know each other, there's already, like, a kind of, like, a
Yeah.
relationship formed. So, there's not as much, like, building as, like, in Pucking Around when Ilmari is introduced with Jake and Caleb, like, it's a little bit I don't know, it's different.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Because even though he's on the team, he's, like, super quiet, you know what I mean? Like, he's kinda quiet, keeps to himself, like, he doesn't really have, like, friends, so, like, that makes it a little bit, like, harder to follow because you're also following Ilmari's relationship with Jake and Caleb, and not just his relationship with Rachel, and his relationship with Rachel is pretty slow burn also.
Yeah,
So, I think it's a little bit different.
that makes
But,
sense.
anyways, back to Fucking Wild.
Yes.
I It's been a while since I read the book. I don't have a ton of notes. We have some notes. I, did want to mention just the man that Ryan Langley is,
Yeah.
in relation to Tessa's ex-husband. That is I waited the whole book for something to happen with the ex-husband, and so for it to happen the way that it did, that I can remember it, is just, like, chef's kiss, like, amazing, and I think that it showed a side of Ryan that you don't really see.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I was waiting the whole book also. Like, I was like, when is somebody gonna, like, just fuck
Yeah,
this guy?
someone is doing something 'cause, um, being followed, right? Like, there's a PI on her, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and, like, they're
And, like,
taking
she's getting all these,
very
like, random, like, photos and I'm like, "What is going on?"
Mhm. I yeah, that whole that whole situation, I'm not gonna lie, like, stressed me out. Just like I hated her. If I'm being honest, I can't even remember his name. I hated him so much, like Trevor or something.
Oh, I have no idea what his name is. I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah, like I hated him so much I won't even remember his name. It just she put up with so much for so long that it had to have been like such a breath of fresh air to have Ryan around.
Troy. His name was Troy. Sorry,
Troy,
I had to look it up because it was bothering me.
you're good.
It was bothering me. I had to look it up. Fucking Troy.
I was like Trevor, Tyler, something like that. I
One
don't
of those
know.
T names.
Yeah, but like it had to have been such a breath of fresh air to have Ryan
Yeah.
around.
I think it also was like she didn't expect it from Ryan because he is so much younger than her. Like, I think there is an age gap. Like, it's obviously reverse age gap.
Yeah.
Um, and so she's 33 in the book, and I think he's 22? He must be. Let me see.
Yeah, because there is an 11-year age gap.
I'm gonna try to let me see. Oh, no, it's 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah. So he's 23, she's 33. Um, so I think that she like, going in, like, that was something that she was, like, really cognizant of and very, like, kind of protective of him because he is so much younger that she was kind of like, "You don't want to be involved in, like, my drama and, like, all the shit that I have going on."
Yeah.
Um,
Really
and
quickly, is
so I
that
think that was
noise?
kind of like
Are
What?
you hearing the noise outside?
No.
Okay, because it's like really loud. I don't know what's happening. So, good.
No, but, so I think, like I said, I think with it being reverse age gap, I think, 1, it was kind of refreshing to see a reverse age gap where there was, like, some mention of it, of, like, the kind of the power dynamic that could be there, um, but also that she was like, "My life is crazy, like, I have a lot going on, there's a lot of drama happening, I'm still married, like, he won't divorce me." Like, that whole thing, like, I think her being really open about it and then also, like, kind of being protective of him and his career and, like, his career's just starting, like, 23 in hockey is still relatively young, and so
And with how
I
much Troy
think
was threatening his career.
yeah. Yeah, like, I think she was, like, very I think her protectiveness of it was warranted, where sometimes in these age gaps, the, like, protection is not a warranted, like, protection, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's
Like,
more
it's just
territorial.
because they wanna play on the age thing. So that was really refreshing.
I just like, I haven't experienced another, like, age gap, if I'm being honest. Like, any of the other books that I've
Oh,
read
you
and,
haven't?
like no. So, like, at first, for me, because 'cause I've always had, like, a big thing about dating younger. It's not
Yeah.
it's not something for me. Um, and
Yeah.
so I
I've kind of always been that
with
way too.
yeah, with the age gap, I was kind of, like, a little bit more cautious going in. Um, but it it was really good. It was really, really good. Um,
Yeah.
so I I just love them so much, and
I love them too.
I personally love the fact that she calls him puppy. It's so cute.
I know! That that review is crazy. Okay. I don't know if, um I can't lie, I don't think I ever even, like, paid attention to that in Pucking Wild, like, I don't think I ever, like I don't think I even noticed it that much because she does do it, but I don't think she does it, like, a lot, like and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but, like, because it has been I think I read this let me see. Let me look and see when I read this because 'cause it's been, like, a year, I think, since I've read this book. Let's take a peekaroonie. But I don't remember her doing it a lot and I feel like that was something I would remember um because I like it in, um, Hugging Wild. Okay, yeah, I read this April 30th of last year.
Okay.
And I did rate it 4.5 stars, so something knocked off point 0.5 for me. Um, but, uh, I read a lot of Omegaverse, or maybe a lot isn't, like, kind of a jump, but I do read Omegaverse, and in Omegaverse, like, a lot of times if it's, like, a male Omega, like or they'll call him pup, and I like that, like, I like the whole pup thing. I think
Yeah.
that's really cute. I read a book recently that was I actually didn't love the book, but the dynamic between the 2 male characters, they already had a relationship and then the woman was brought in and it got messed up and anyways, we won't get into that, but
Oh, I think I
he
remember you telling me
the
about
the
this.
yeah. Yeah, so, like, the dominant one called the more submissive one pup, like, when they were engaging together, and I don't know, but I just liked it. I think it's so cute. I think it's very cute. So I think her calling him puppy is kind of funny. And
Well,
also,
and
like,
it's
that was their dynamic. He
yeah, he's
was
followed
the
her,
less
like
experienced one.
Well, and he followed her around like a lost puppy. Like,
Yeah,
that's because, like, after meeting on the beach and he was, like, enamored with her then, he just kind of always looked for her when, like, big things were happening. Like, that's the whole reason he got hurt at the hockey game is because he was just looking in the crowd for
yeah,
her. Like a
yeah,
lost puppy in a crowd of people looking for its owner. Like,
yeah.
that's the whole reason she calls him puppy, and it makes sense.
I think it makes sense too, and I like it, and I think that commenter is crazy.
I mean,
That commenter is
there are
crazy for
some
that. I mean,
things that if
I just feel like you just don't yuck somebody's yum, you know?
yeah,
Unless that yuck is illegal, then, unless their yum is illegal, I mean, then maybe you can yuck it a little,
all the
but
time.
but
Yeah,
but, like, I don't know. I liked it. I think it was cute, and I think it worked for, like, what their dynamic was, and yeah, I think it worked for them.
they're just so cute. Like, ever since reading that I mean, I already had a cherry bomb case,
Yeah.
but, like, my whole goal is to, like, embody Tess because she was confident and strong and very resilient and comfortable with herself
Yeah.
that I'm like, "Girl, yes. Please and thank you." You know?
I
And,
yeah,
like, it just I love her.
I love her too. I do love her. I think that she I think that you already do embody her a little bit, and I think that what I think is different about our reading our reading style is a little bit different because, like, sometimes you'll say things to me and you're like, "Oh my god, this girl is so hot," and I'm like, "What?" I didn't even catch that, and, like, I don't know, like, I think it's so funny, and I think that, it was oh, he needs a nickname, but I think that it was your husband who made the comment of, like, "You're always more attracted to the women," like, in the books.
Yes. He sparks that I'm just a little bit gay. Like
Yeah,
and, like,
and
I do
so,
I
I think that was just, like, kind of funny because you were like, "Oh my god," like, you were, like, telling me about her, I remember you telling me about her, and I was just like, "Huh, I never thought about that," and, like, the same thing happened in Lights Out with Ally, and you were like, "Oh my god, this was so hot," and you were, like, telling me about it, and I was like, "Yeah, it was," but, like, I was not thinking of it like, "Oh, she's hot." I was saying, "Oh, her actions were hot." Like, when she stabbed him, that was hot. Like
yeah. Well, I was like in
I
that,
don't know.
it was like the scene where he was all like or she tells him, "You keep reassuring me that I'm safe with you, but have you ever thought about your safety being left alone with me?" And I don't know why I found that so hot. And then, like, with Tess, it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's really like, it
Uh,
is really funny because even out in public, I'm not looking at guys who are hot. I will, like, spot
yeah,
a girl and be like, oh my god, do you see her? Look at her. She's gorgeous." And, like, I don't know,
yeah,
like, I don't think I could like, I don't think I could ever be in a relationship with another girl for so many reasons. I'm not sure I could do what needed to be done in that kind of relationship.
yeah,
Um, but at the same time, like, I do find women attractive, and I think especially in books when I'm picturing them because, like, I do visualize things, and, like, I can piece together, like, how the author is wanting this person to come across or look, and gotta admit, I was very, very close. I was very
You were
close.
very close. You were really, really close, which
And
I find that so fascinating that you can see things in your mind like that because I cannot. Like, I see nothing. I close my eyes, I see nothing. And so, like, I don't know, I just find that, like I find that so fascinating and interesting, and, like, here's a question. When you're reading a romance book, and this is going to maybe cause a little bit of trouble in the book community, but when you're reading a romance, do you self-insert as, like, the female main character or, like, as one of the characters, or are you more like a fly on the wall?
I'm more of, like, a fly on the wall.
I am too.
Like,
Like, I
sometimes
think
I
I think that
self-insert.
I don't think I self-insert.
It like, with Talking Wild, I think I did a little bit more because of how similar the relationship was and the way that
Yeah.
they treat each other. I think I did a little bit more in that book, but most of the time, I'm not picturing myself in any of the scenarios. Like, when I'm reading, I am picturing exactly who I think the author is wanting to convey, and it's like as if I was the cameraman. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I am also I don't really self-insert. I don't know that there's been one that I have, like, inserted myself into, um, in that way, like, where, like, like, it's like, you think the guy's, like, talking to you, and I think that that is a little bit maybe I think it might be, like, that might be more of, like, the unpopular opinion in the book space. I mean, I don't know, but, like, I feel like a lot of people or I've seen a lot of videos where, people are like, "Well, I self-insert, so I could never read, like, MM, or I could never read, whatever, like, the opposite of, like, what that they are, because who am I supposed to be?" And it's like, I didn't know we were doing that. Like, I
Yeah,
definitely didn't
like
know we were doing that. I definitely have read some, like, self-insert, like, fan fictions and things, like, on Wattpad, there are stories that are, like, written where it literally will say, like, YN, like, your name, and because it's meant to be a story that you insert yourself
oh,
as the female main character,
that's
or, like,
interesting.
as, like, the other character, but I think that's the difference between, like, those and, like, books where, like, it's not self-insert, I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that those exist, but also, like, I feel like if you limit yourself to what you can self-insert, I feel like that takes away a lot of options,
I
if
think
that
so
makes
too,
sense.
but and I think it takes away from, like, the diversity of reading also, like, I have read many books where the main characters are not white. I've also read a
Yeah.
lot of MM books, and so, like and I'm not a man, you know what I mean? Like, so I think it takes this whole, like it takes so many books that off of your shelves that you can't because you can't self-insert because you're not, like, you're not black or you're not Latina or you're not, like that I don't know, it just seems kind of, like, silly. Like, in that because that would be like me saying, "Oh, I can't read this fantasy book because the female main character is, like, stick thin because 'cause she's been starving in a cave." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that would be I think that would be, so silly or, like, I don't know, like, it
And,
seems a
like,
little bit silly to me, and I don't think it's the popular opinion, because I do think that a lot of people do read very diversely and, like, don't necessarily, like, self-insert, but I have been seeing recently, like, since the, like, height of heated rivalry, I've seen some videos where people are talking about how, "Oh, I can't read this because I self-insert, and who am I supposed to be?" Or, like, I don't know.
And that's really interesting. I mean, like some books, like I said, with Fucking Wild, I kind of self-inserted in a lot of areas. Number one, because the relationship was really, really close, but also like I want to embody Tess. And so, like, at a certain point through the book, I did kind of start self-inserting because it felt right. And like, also, can I
Yeah.
just say this too? Tess is literally insert nickname here's type. Redhead, like thick and
Yeah.
curvy, just his entire type. And so, like, I think
Yeah.
I wanted to self insert a little bit more in that situation too. But again, because it felt right, not because I do that with everything I read.
Yeah, and I think and there are books that I've read that I'm like, "Oh, I have like, I'm similar to that," or "I'm similar to that." Like, um, I think it was Eyes on Me by Sarah Kate. That one, like, the female main character, I was like, "Oh, I get that." Like, I me and her are kinda right here, and so, like, I don't know, I think,
Parallel.
like, there's but I've also like I said, I've read books where I'm like, "I don't relate to this person at all." Like, this
But
is
you
not
still
my
enjoyed
story,
it.
but
But
I
you could
loved
still
it.
enjoy
Like,
it.
yeah, what book was that? That, it wasn't Throttled, it was Collided. Collided, by Lauren Asher, the female main character. I didn't relate to that girl at all, but I loved that book down. It was good. That book was so good.
Yeah, because like sometimes you can just appreciate the art.
The art.
Yeah. Writing is a form of art.
What about the art? What are you talking about? Huh?
Like you girl, like writing, being an
I
author is a
literally
form
didn't
of
hear
art.
anything you said until you said the art.
Oh, well, um, like writing is a form of art, yeah?
Oh, yes.
And so like it's okay to just sit there and appreciate the art without, I don't know,
Yes!
biasing it.
Without you having to, like, relate to it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
I was
think
like, am
yeah.
I
I
saying
agree.
something
I'm with you.
funky?
No, I literally did not hear you at all. Like, it was like I stopped talking and there was, like, very long moment of silence, and I was all, hello?
Hello?
Hello?"
That's really
But,
funny.
yeah, I think that I don't know. There's, like there is something I think in reading, and I touched, like, a little bit on this, like, in the last episode, but I think in reading, you do, like, learn things about yourself by reading these stories and by, like, immersing yourself in their world and, like, in the story, like but I don't think not in, like, a self-inserted way, in, like, a way that you're like, "Oh, I never thought about that." Like, they're more thought-provoking, and
Yeah.
I I read strictly for like, I read for entertainment. I'm not reading so that I can be smarter or, like, know more about the world. Like, I'm reading for entertainment. It does not take much for me to like a book, to love a book. Like, the writing doesn't have to be the best writing in the world. Like, it doesn't, but I do think that there are a lot of books that I have read. There's a lot of books that I've read that I'm like, "That was fine. It was weird," but and, like, it wasn't, like, super, like, thought-provoking, but it was I don't know, I think they just, like, they help you, like, learn more about yourself, and you say, like, "Oh, that's fun," or, "Oh, I would never do that," or, "Why would they do this?" Like, I think it does make you question things.
I think so too, especially in romance books, because it is I don't know, you could be with somebody for a long time and just fall into a routine and, like because you're like, "Oh, well, we've
Yeah.
done everything, we've been together." But there's so much that you could learn about each other by doing those kinds of things, and, like, I think
Yeah.
that is partly why I recant books to my husband, is so that way I can be, like, putting an idea in his head, since I know he's not gonna read these books with me, and, like
Yeah.
does that make sense?
Yeah. No, 100%, I think that makes sense. I think 100% that makes sense. I think too that it's like I think that they what is the word? Like, help to maybe normalize things and, like,
Yeah.
it like, especially for, like, someone who didn't grow up in, like, a super like, like, especially like, romance books, like, in particular, because that's, like, 90% of what I read, or probably 97% of what I read is romance, and so, like, I think that it has shown me specifically, like, it's picked the bar up off the floor as far as, like, relationships and things like that, which is,
And
like,
what you want.
I don't know, I think it's, like, this whole thing is, like, men are better when they're written by women, but, like, the fact of the matter is there are men out there that are going to do the things that you want and
Yeah.
show up for you in ways that, like, they do in romance books. Like, obviously, Ryan Langley is not a real man, but in the way that he shows up, you can like I think you can learn a lot from that. I think you can also just like learn a lot of like about like things that you didn't know before or like when you grew up like in a not super like I don't know, I don't want to say sex positive, but like in a household where like you either didn't talk about sex or you didn't talk about relationships or where there was a lot of shame in that, like even the books that are like Pucking Wild, I wouldn't say that there's anything in Pucking Wild that's, like, super, like,
Shames.
kink necessarily, like, there are some things, but I think all around, it's more I don't like to use the word normal, but, like, it's more vanilla than a lot of things that I have read. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I
like,
love
I
when
would
she
say and
calls it
I
her
would say it's,
treasure
like, the
trove.
more yeah. Well, and I think it's, like, a more, like, socially acceptable, like, form of kink. Like, that's
Yeah.
more, like, well, everybody tries that, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I think it's not, like, whips and chains and, like, type of, like, look inside of something like that, but there is things that are maybe, like, you didn't think to try that or you didn't, like you didn't realize it could be like that and not this, like, dark, scary, like, sex dungeon, like, type of, like,
Yeah.
vibe that I think that is when you grow up in a household like that, like, that's what you think of when you
Well,
think
and also
of
just other
things like that.
books and movies and how they portray them, that there has to be, like, a room that's hidden that has all of these things that are scary looking because you don't know what
Yeah,
they are, or and that's just kind of how society has tabooed it.
yeah,
They've made it look one way, but really it's a spectrum and it's vast and it's wide.
yeah, and I think that too, like, for Pucking Wild, I think Pucking Wild is really good about, um, exploring and, like, normalizing, like, a woman's sexuality and, like,
Yeah.
how women experience sexuality with Tess being bisexual and, like, that, being a part of her personality, like, I think that is it's a big thing. It's a big thing in, like, the path of, like, normalizing I hate that word, but, like, making it more, like, society acceptable, and more acceptable in society because they're obviously we were doing really good and getting more progressive, and now we are regressing in a large way,
Mhm.
and there's a big movement for, like, anti-feminism and, and, like, for, like, just a lot of pro-white things that are happening in our country right now that are, like, regressing us back to the 50s where, women didn't get opinions and people of color didn't get opinions, and we weren't allowed to be, like, a wholly human, you know what I mean? Like, we were wives and mothers, and that's all we were, and that's what we were reduced to, and even though, like, in Pucking Wild, she does end up a wife and a mother, it's not in that, like, that's all she is, that's her entire personality, and I think that's a really big thing.
Ma'am,
What? Why is your camera bouncing like that?
did you just say in Pugging Wild she becomes a wife and a mother?
Yeah.
In the epilogue, she only becomes a wife.
My apologies. I am almost positive that they have a baby. Hold on.
Ah! Spoiler alert. Because the bonus chapter I got on my, like, Kindle version was just that she proposes to him.
Pause. I'm almost positive.
Did you read the novella after that one? Because it might be in the novella.
I've read all the novellas.
Yeah, so it might be in the novella because I promise you it was not with me in the book. Also, I don't
Oh my
like
god, I'm
when the
gonna be
camera zooms out and it shows my shorts. So we need to cut that out.
okay, I will try.
It'll be
Um,
fun.
I I'm almost positive she has a kid. Baby Jacksonville. Am I insane? Anyways, continue talking because I'm gonna look this up.
Well, because I know. Anyways.
Yeah, they do. They have a daughter.
Oh my god, I bet she's so cute.
Her name's Emma. I was like, I knew she was pregnant at one point.
I was like, I did not get that in mind. It's okay. I will read the novella and I will get the full scoop. Uh,
Yeah, you need to read the novellas anyway because the dentist in Pucking what the fuck is the novella called? I can't remember.
I
But
think
in the
Pucking
volume
Ever After.
1, there is a scene. Yeah, Pucking Ever After Volume 1, there is a chapter called The Dentist, and it is with Ilmari and Caleb, and it is amazing, and I love it so much, and it grows Ilmari and Caleb's relationship just So good. So good. So, like, the, novellas are a combination of, like, more stories from both couples. So, like, the first one just has I think volume 1 just has, Pucking Around and Pucking Wild, and then volume 2 has all 3 of the first books, and then Pucking Strong just came out, late last year, so, um, that one's not
It
in the novellas yet.
okay. Well, I did plan on
It's like,
reading some of the
damn,
novellas.
I didn't know that. I swear, I'm gonna have to look and see if my bonus chapter is different in my physical book,
Yeah. Um,
'cause I swear she's pregnant in Pucking Wild epilogue, but I could be wrong.
yeah, at least not in the version that I got.
Damn, I can't believe
Um,
I just ruined that. I'm so sad.
you're good.
But she does.
You're good. That's awesome. I
Oh no,
honestly
the last thing that I wanted to talk about was something I thought was really funny. Is Ryan confronting Tess about talking to Rachel about their sex life and being
yes.
so flabbergasted that she would talk to Rachel about it in detail.
It you know what's really funny to me is that, like, growing up, we've always heard, like, "Oh, boys have locker room talk," and everything like that, but
Yeah.
even with my husband and his friends, he was like, "No, we don't talk about that. We don't share that information." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Do you?" And I said, "Oh, in detail."
Yeah. We are giving each other full recounts. We are giving each other play-by-plays. We we are giving full details that
Because, like,
like
why not?
why not? Exactly. Exactly. Why not? And so like I thought it was crazy too because I talked was talking to one of my male friends and was asking him, I was like, "Oh, me and Aaron talk about all of this stuff." Like, and he was like, "You guys really do that?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You're telling me that you and your friends don't talk like about your guys' experiences or like things that you do?" And he's like, "Not in that much detail." He was like, "We might say, oh, like we hooked up or oh, we made out or like something like that, but like that's the extent." And I was all, "That is crazy."
I don't understand it
I don't get it either.
because, like, it kind of in your like, in my head, it kind of, like, you know how growing up and whatever, you hear, "Oh, boys only have one thing on their mind." Like, do they, or is that
Yeah.
us? Because now, like, knowing that they don't talk about it and, like, it really did make me go, "Wait a second. Are girls the ones who always have it on their mind?" Because, like, if I'm gonna tell you that we did something, I'm going to tell you in detail because, like, you need the full
Yeah.
context. You need
Yeah, I
to be able to laugh with me on certain subjects.
yeah. Well, and I think that too, I think that girls are just like we definitely share more, and I think that girls have more like in-depth relationships and friendships with each others than men do. Because if you recall, this was like a thing that was kind of going around where this guy was telling his friends like that he was asking his friends like questions about his life and they had no idea that he had a girlfriend for like 6 years and that they broke up and that's the reason he moved out of New York. Like they had
I
no
did
idea. They
not
couldn't even
see
tell you
that.
the girlfriend's name. Yeah. And like so like there was like this kind of this thing going around where guys were talking about their friendships and, like, girls were kind of speculating on male friendships because it's like they know nothing about each other. Like, they don't ask each other questions. They don't know anything actually about each other. They're all just basically acquaintances. And it's like, but they're like, "Oh, that's my best friend." And it's like, you don't even know his mom's name. You don't even know that you didn't know your friend had a girlfriend that he lived with for 6 years, and that he went through a really bad breakup and had to move out of the state? Like, what are you talking about? And I think that's really, really popular in men's relationships, and that's like, it shouldn't be like that, but I think all of that comes from misogyny and the society that men have set up where they're not, like, allowed to have emotions and allowed to share things, and honestly, I bet you more men would be better in bed if they would talk to their friends about it.
I agree because I feel like there are some things that, like, we can talk about, and then it's like, well, maybe word it like this, or
Yeah,
we give it to each other tips and tricks because, like, sometimes you just gotta talk it out. Well,
yeah. Well, and I think too that, like, we give each other, like, when we're giving each other, like, play-by-plays or we're giving each other, like, "Oh, he did this or he did that," it makes us think like, "Huh, I wonder if that would work," or I wonder, you know what I mean? Like, it makes us, like,
yeah,
think, and it makes us, like, explore more, and so I think that that's, like, a big, I don't know, I think it's a big thing, and I think if men should talk more about their sex lives.
I
Or in their
think they
lives
should.
in general. Men should be having better friendships is, I think, the overall thing I'm trying to say, because some of you are not actually friends with your friends.
Yeah, and, like, I do have to say that, like, they might not talk about their sex lives together, but he's very open about everything else going on in his life,
That's
whereas,
good.
like, his friends might not be as open with him. But he's like, "I'm trusting you, and I'm telling you this." And, like, I feel like at some point, friends and even in girl friendships, you kinda go, "Well, I know everything about you." And so, like, when something new pops up, maybe it doesn't, like, get filed
Yeah,
away because they're like, "Oh, I knew that."
maybe.
Because like, him and his friends talk a lot. A at least, like, one of his friends talks to him almost daily.
Yeah.
Um, so, like, he knows a lot more about what's going on, but I sit there and I go, "You don't," like, if he walks in on us talking about something and
Yeah.
he's like, "You're telling
Yeah.
her that?" I'm like, "Absolutely." And he's like,
Yeah.
"No, my friends and I would never." And I'm like, "Why is it so taboo?
Yeah.
Why is it taboo
Talk
to
to your
talk
friends
about
about
it,
your
you know?
feelings.
That's what friends are for.
Yeah.
That's what friends are for."
Yeah, I agree. I think it's kind of odd. I think it's
Because,
definitely
like,
odd, and I think it is funny that it comes up in the book.
I think so. Because especially, like, because, like, before that, I think we were having that conversation anyways about
Yeah.
shit, like, what my husband would be considered sharing too much, which where I'm like, "Girl, I didn't share enough."
Yeah.
But I still try and respect his boundaries a little bit with that.
Yeah.
And so I think we were already having that conversation, and then it came up in the book, and it was like, so it's everywhere.
So
Like,
it's
it's
just like, that's
widely
just a
known.
man thing.
Yeah.
So it's
It's not
just a
just, like,
man thing.
our weird friends.
Yeah. I also think that, like, I am always surprised when men don't realize, like, how much we share things with each other. Like, I find that, like, so fascinating because it's like, what we our whole lives, like, not our whole lives, but, like, as girls, when we talk or about our friendships or, like, when men talk about our friendships, it's always like, "Why do you guys hold hands?" And why I mean, I don't do that because I don't touch people, but, like, it's always like women if like, there's always, like, this argument of, like, well, if men acted like that, women would think we were gay, and it's like,
Mhm.
no, but also, like, who set that system up?
Yeah. And, like
Who set that system up? Like, you did, not you specifically, but you men did, like, set it up to
or
be like that, and if you would be closer to your friends, like, you would understand more.
and you know those ones that are, like, best friends so h like, best friends so hard that people think we're lesbians?
Yeah.
Like, those ones, it's like, we're just being friends. That's not, like, a
Yeah.
big thing, right?
Yeah. But well, and I think, I that comes from the fact that, like, men see things like hand-holding, hugging, being, like, emotional support as things that they only do in a relationship. Like, they're not being emotionally supportive to their friends, and they're I
Yeah.
mean, half of them 'em aren't doing it for their girlfriends, but it's like, I don't know. It's a problem.
It is because like and I have to say that even, like, as of late, he's kind of just, like, not cared about what I'm sharing, really.
Yeah.
I think he's just used to it at this point,
Yeah.
but I feel like sometimes that also plays into, like, not feeling comfortable. Like, you're not talking about it with your friends, and, like, sometimes those guys aren't even talking about it with their significant others.
Yeah.
And
True.
women are guilty of that too, because how many times do you hear a woman say that, like, she faked it with,
Oh,
so and
yeah.
so, and
Yeah.
it's like, "Okay, but why didn't you talk to him about it?" So I feel like that plays in also in relationships, which is sad.
Yeah. But I think even that, like, the whole faking it thing comes back to, like, women not being able to be, like, sexual beings,
Mhm.
and it never
Not being
being
able to
about, like, a
explore.
woman's pleasure, it's always been about a man's pleasure,
Yeah, which
is I think,
gets
like, a lot
talked
where a
about.
lot of that comes from, which yeah, which gets even more complicated, and it gets even more, like, I don't know, it's a lot.
But it gets talked about in a
It's a
book that we are
lot.
gonna be reading, which I'm excited
Yeah, it
about.
does. Me too.
'Cause, like, oh, I
Me
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I pray.
Oh, yeah,
I just I have so many thoughts going on and, like, but I
I
don't wanna,
know.
like, jump too far ahead.
I know, I know. We need to, wrap it up. We've been talking for so long. I think do you have okay, give me what was your overall rating for Bucking Wild?
Like, what's my scale? What am I allowed to like, just the
Like,
5
just
stars?
give me your rate like, give me a star rating. Like, would you do you think Bucking Wild is a 6-star book for you? Because I have a couple of books that are, like, 6 stars, like, I loved them, like, so bad. They, like, are, like, one of the some of the best books I've ever read.
I think that with my portfolio being where it is, like, not very big at all, um, I I would rate this out of what I have read a 6 star because I feel like I connected more in that book, but I'm afraid that as I read more, that maybe it would fall down. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I think that happens a lot. I think that happens a
Yeah,
lot.
because like, I mean,
I,
my portfolio is like
on
10 books.
Fable, I right. Mine is a lot. It was not a 6-star read for me, but I rated it 4.5, so it
I wanna
definitely
know what
it was a really good
knocked
book.
that
I
point
really
5
enjoyed it.
off.
I do recommend it, obviously.
Yeah.
I wanna know what knocked it off too. I'm curious about what knocked it off also, but I have no notes in there. And
No
9 times out of
notes.
10 when I'm reviewing books, it is on vibes only. So it could just be that I came off of Pucking Around, which I loved so much because I gave Pucking Sweet and Pucking Strong both 5 stars.
Interesting.
So I don't know if it was just like maybe like the dynamic wasn't my favorite, um, or like what it was, but I did love the book and I recommend it to everyone because I think it's a really good book.
I am thankful that you recommended it, and I am thankful that I read it because
Yeah,
it was really good. It was really
it
good.
was really good.
And like you said, it's kind of like now I feel like I might be able to get back around to Pucking Around.
Pucking Around is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of book. It's a big book. It's a lot of relationships. It's a lot.
Is it weird if I start it where I left off?
No.
Cool. 'Cause I think I was like
No.
70%.
No, I don't think it's weird if you start. It's a long book. I would not suggest you start from the beginning if you're already like that far deep.
I know, I set it down just right there, you know?
Yeah. It's a lot. A lot happens in that last 30% too.
So I gathered.
Yeah. A lot happens in that last 30%. But next week, next episode, we're going to be talking about my baby, The Ruinous Love Trilogy by Bryn Weaver. And I'm
Oh, it's
so, so, so excited because I ate those books up. I devoured them. And then I had to wait months for Sith and Sparrow to come out. But I loved them and just Rowan Kane, the man that you are. I love you. And so we're going to be talking about that next and I'm so excited. I'm also excited for you to have an experience and experience the like a next step dark romance.
yeah, going a
So,
little bit deeper. We're
a
just
little deeper.
baby steps. We're just
Yeah.
baby steps.
We're just dipping our toe in. That's it. You're
Exactly.
just dipping your toe in a little.
I can get, like, my whole
Just
foot in the water now, I think.
yeah. I wouldn't say your foot's in yet. I I would not
I
say
get both.
your foot your foot is in. I think you maybe all 5 toes, maybe 10 toes are in.
Maybe 10
With
toes?
maybe 10 toes are in the dark romance pool with the Ruinous Love trilogy. And we will talk about that next
I'm very
week.
excited.
So, I'm very excited also. So, be sure again to follow our book club on Fable so you can keep up with everything and follow us on
TikTok.
TikTok. We will be having some videos hopefully soon. Um and yeah, just it's going to be fun and I'm excited.
Excited too.
Bye.
Bye.